Hello guys and welcome. Today we're gonna take a look at Legendas. It's been a while, but he did some absolutely insane things lately and I wanted to review it, and also I have recorded this video before but I completely deleted it because I just rambled for too much. So I want this video to be straight to the point. So this video is gonna feature two insane runs of Battle 194 in Lin Kuei Tower. One was by ManwithNoGame and one was by Legendas himself, and it blew my mind. I'm gonna tell you up front, I think Legendas completely outdone himself, and also ManwithNoGame, I had no idea was so insane in this game. So first of all, the whole discussion of this video is gonna be, are bronze cards useless? This is literally a video that Legendas made a week ago, and he basically showcased a clip from my channel and Man's channel when we say that bronze cards have no place, and Man said that certain cards, there's just always better options, so there's definitely no place for certain cards in the game. And the Legendas' point is that all cards are useful, you just need to know how to use them. So are bronze cards actually useful? Will Legendas change my mind today? Let's jump right into it. First, we got a video by ManwithNoGame, who beat Battle 194 in Lin Kuei Tower with bronze team. So my point before was, even when Legendas used bronze cards before in insane runs in the tower, there was always like a monk or Oni to sacrifice. Basically, they had no key part. They could literally be any other character you could put instead of a bronze card, and it would not change the strategy. And now Legendas is trying to prove that bronze cards can be actually the crucial part of this strategy, so they can actually be the ones to destroy enemies. And by using full bronze team, supposedly it's gonna prove it. So let's see. So here is what ManwithNoGame did. He used a full bronze team: Oni, Ninja Mime, Johnny Cage, and Monk. And I already watched this video. I'm just gonna give you highlights. Basically, the strategy here is to use Ninja Mime Johnny to punch a Scorpion in the balls as many times as possible. He's basically spamming his special one, keeping Power Drain and Snare all the time. So basically, this whole strategy would fall apart if none of the bronze cards had Power Drain. This Power Drain is what wins the game. The Snare, if they were allowed to tag, none of this would be possible. Now, he is clearly using famous the epic Johnny brutality piece. He's getting the stacks. What's it called? Famous Fashion Dominator. He's using Famous Fashion Dominator. He's definitely using the Lin Kuei Tower accessory, I think. Actually, maybe not. Maybe not. This guy definitely has a Corey Blade because he killed somebody and got a shield, which means his damage is going to be, oh my god, look at the damage. That's insane. That's insane. And he probably definitely has an uncommon accessory to boost his health by a few 100%. This Johnny, I don't think he has accessory because his health is this low, so he doesn't have any tower gear, it looks like, if I were to guess. I thought he would have a weapon, but the weapon that he has, oh wait, no, Famous Fashion Dominator is an armor. So he has an armor. He has definitely 100% sure Coiling Scepter. Unfortunately, ManwithNoGame doesn't show his gear in this fight, but I'm gonna bet he has a Coiling Scepter because the damage that Johnny does, he would not be able to even hurt. Like, look at the Monk's damage. Now this is the damage of the bronze card. This guy clearly doesn't have any tower gear on. Johnny definitely has some tower weapon, and also the third piece is the one that gives you extra life. What's his name? Like you see right now, extra life. Rockin' Token, which is again fully maxed out. So this guy has 3 tower pieces. At one of them guaranteed maxed out. The other ones, I don't know, the fusions. I wish he showed the gear in the end. So basically, if we scroll to the end, we win without losing a single character, which is insane. I'm gonna link this video in the description. If you want to go and watch the whole fight, I highly recommend it. The intercepts, the perfectly placed hits, combos, and special attacks. Like, honestly, it's one of the most skillful gameplay in MK Mobile I've ever seen. However, I want to answer the question, does it prove that bronze cards are useful? And my answer is no. I don't understand how this battle, even though I agree that it's probably one of the most insane and skillful battles I've ever seen in my life, it does not prove that bronze cards are useful. First of all, let's take a look at Ani and Monk. Once again, they are not essential in this fight. They literally did nothing. They didn't even die, which means their passives never trigger. That means that any other character, literally anybody, could be in their place and it would not change a thing. You would argue Monk has a grapple and special one. So it can be any other character with a grapple and special one. That's just the way I see it. There's literally no nothing that they did that was really helpful to the strategy. Johnny, however, okay, I will admit this. I said there's no useful bronze cards. Johnny is useful. Johnny is definitely one of those bronze cards that deserves to be a silver. However, I will argue that Combat Cup Johnny Cage is better and pretty much has the same frame data. Pretty much you can do the same thing you do with Combat Cup Johnny as you can do with Ninja Mime Johnny. And I would also argue that Combat Cup Johnny is probably easier to get. Fully, like, to get bronze cards nowadays in the game, you actually need to pull them from either free pack, which you can only open once a day, or daily login rewards. So maxing out bronze cards is actually more difficult than even maxing out silver cards. So the question is, would it make a difference if we had a silver Johnny Cage in there? Or if we had a Combat Cup Johnny Cage at Fusion 0 or 1? Which in my opinion is easier to get than Fusion X Ninja Mime Johnny. My Ninja Mime Johnny Cage is still not maxed out on my beginner account, but my Combat Cup Johnny is Fusion 6. Why would I use Ninja Mime Johnny? So the point is, I will give you this. I will agree, they're not useless. They clearly can defeat some of the most difficult battles in the game with the right gear. But were they the best at what they did? Like, that's the point I'm trying to make. If you have Ninja Mime Johnny, you will, like, at a decent fusion, you will definitely have some other Johnny which is going to be better, which could be used against him. Doesn't mean that Combat Cup Johnny is useless. It's just there is always going to be somebody who can do the same thing but better. Again, there are certain characters that are not replaceable. For example, Silver Jockey, nobody does what she does. She is one of a kind. That cheese is beautiful. However, a lot of characters do what Ninja Mime Johnny does. And in this case, Monk and Oni don't do anything. Once again, huge respect to ManwithNoGame. Insane, like, one of the best gameplays I've ever seen. It requires tremendous skill. And it definitely proves that bronze cards can do a lot of things in this game. But you have to admit that a lot of this victory belongs to gear. It would not happen without gear. Let's not kid ourselves. And also, that power drain with snare on Johnny is like candy. Now, I've watched another video by Legendas, and this one is he beats Battle 194 using Shaolin Master Kun Lao and bronze cards, which is, once again, insane gameplay. I would never be able to do any of this, and I'm not trying to diminish how incredible this is. I'm simply trying to answer the question that Legendas asks in the video. Does this prove that bronze cards are not useless? And once again, my answer has to be no. Let's talk about Shaolin Master Kun Lao. I always said I don't get this character. I don't get the point of it. I don't see any usefulness in him. There's always better options. And Legendas makes a point that this guy actually is very good for beginners because he can turn bronze cards into, like, make them have stats, the same stats as gold cards would have. Which is true. But you have to, once again, maybe, I feel like last couple updates when I mean, not like update 3.0 where we don't have bronze pack anymore. It was a huge nerf to bronze team. Now getting bronze cards are more difficult than getting silvers and even some golds. Like, you can literally get free golds pretty much every day if you want. For bronze cards, you, once again, daily reward, 1 out of 8 chance, and free pack reward, which is like 1 out of 3 or 4. I'm not entirely sure what the percentage is. Also, watching daily videos. Kind of forgot about this. I apologize. It's probably the best way to get bronze cards in the game. Just, you can get 2 chances to get a bronze card just from watching the videos, and I was slightly wrong about it in the video. So the chances to get bronze are not as bad as I initially thought. But the point is, you're not going to be fusing your bronze cards every day. And only one of them is actually worth fusing, which is Ninja Mime Johnny Cage, which I would probably think is the least common bronze cards in the game, because he used to be console exclusive. And Shaolin Master Kung Lao himself, he is not a common card. He is a combat pack exclusive. And in order for you to be able to do anything with him, he needs to be fused at least a couple of times. So he should be at least the same fusion as your bronze cards, which will imply that you will have to open combat pack for a very long time to get this man fused. However, instead you could use those souls to open, I don't know, the discounted packs that we've been having lately, or even the regular MK11 Diamond packs for a chance to get MK11 Scorpion, which would really be a game changer for a beginner. And while doing that, you would be collecting a lot of powerful challenge characters. Why on earth? Like, the point that Shaolin Master Kung Lao is good for beginners is defeated, in my opinion, by the fact that beginners are not gonna get him easily. He is not an easy card to get. Challenge cards you can farm from challenges, from faction wars, from opening diamond packs. However, this card, like 90% of people will not even have him in their life, probably, unless they really want to get their basic cards fused. Most of the people get their basic cards fused later on, because it makes no sense to invest too many souls in the beginning in the combat pack. Even though that's what I'm keep saying beginners should do. They should open combat packs until they get a couple decent gold characters, maybe Fusion 2, Fusion 3. But the chances of one of those characters being Shaolin Master Kung Lao is extremely low. And even if you did pull your first Shaolin Master Kung Lao from one of the first combat packs that you open, and you were even lucky enough to fuse them a couple of times. Let's take a look at Stun Double Johnny. Basic gold card. Much more common than Shaolin Master Kung Lao. Much better than the Bronze Johnny in combination with Shaolin Master Kung Lao. So in my opinion, he's not good for beginners. And if he's not good for beginners, he's definitely not going to be good for more intermediate players. Once you start getting some cool diamonds like Classic Liu Kang, MK11 Scorpion, why on earth would you use Shaolin Master Kung Lao for anything? Even though Legendas plays him masterfully, I've never seen anybody be so proficient with Shaolin Master Kung Lao. He played him like MK11 Scorpion. He didn't let enemies hit him at all. It's incredible. But here comes another point. Most of the characters in this game have decent frame data. It's slightly different, but it's decent. So you could do this if you're really good at the game, like Legendas is. You could do it with any character. So for him, I will give it to him. His catchphrase, "There's no useless cards, it's just you don't know how to use them," it's completely true. But also the thing is, most of the players will not learn every single character. They will have to make choices. And they will always choose the card that is easier to play with. Yeah, sure, Shaolin Fist Kung Lao could be as good as MK11 Scorpion if you are god in MK Mobile, but 90% of the people are not, and they should always choose MK11 Scorpion, even though they could probably achieve similar results. It's just going to be much more difficult, and margin of error is going to be much higher. So in this strategy, basically, I will give it to Monk as well. He has a grapple on special 1, and he has a pretty long special 1. So what the Monk is here for is to stall time. You take in, you do 2 of his special 1s, just to stall time so your other characters can regenerate more health. If that is a sign of a useful useful bronze card, I don't know what to tell you. It's not in my eyes. So let's summarize. I completely agree with the statement, and honestly, I think it did change my mind. It didn't change it completely, but I have to agree that players like Legendas, they can make any card do absolutely anything. And there's definitely no useless cards. This definitely has been proven in this video, and both ManwithNoGame and Legendas are incredible players. The only problem is 99% of players are not, and they should probably stick to using the strongest teams they can. Well, let's be honest, if people fail to beat this battle with like a really good team and they're stuck in this battle, I really doubt they would be able to beat it with the bronze team, because it's not the cards issue, it's a skill issue. No offense, I'm in the same boat with you. I would be stuck in so many battles for a long time. My main point that I wanted to make in this video is that even though bronze cards are not completely useless, there is always going to be a better option. I still don't believe there is a single option where you look at your account and try to come up with the best possible team, the one that's going to give you the easiest victory in a very challenging battle. I don't believe for a second that you're going to even consider putting one of the bronze cards in there. There is always going to be something better in your collection. And that is why I stand by my initial opinion that bronze cards are useless for intermediate and veteran players. For beginners, for challenges, yes. Shaolin Fist Kung Lao, there's always going to be better things to use. I don't know, that's just my opinion. Again, huge respect to Legendas, and I respect his opinion, and I mostly agree with it, but I just don't have his skill, so I have to stick to stronger teams. That's a skill issue, guys. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think bronze cards are actually useful in challenging battles? And the fact that you can beat them with bronze cards, does it mean that you should? Let me know. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, members and Patreons, and goodbye.